If you will recall, last week I had to abruptly end the video due to unforeseen circumstances. Well, this week we pick right back up where we left off working on the old Jolly Green Giant. So without further ado, let us get busy. Tis Monday, and, well, we're waiting on parts. Yep. Ordered the headers from O'Reilly's 3 days ago. Yep, and they haven't even shipped yet. They give me a tracking number. Well, I put that in UPS, and UPS is like, we ain't got a clue what you're talking about, bud. So that's good. The transmission yoke coming from Summit. It's been sitting in Nashville for 2 days. Don't know why. Just has been. So maybe when we get them eventually, we can to finish this up. I did do a little research though. Remember, I was confused about the side post batteries. Well, Chevrolet started using them, or GM started using them in '71. I read that GM invented the side post battery. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. I don't really care for them too much, but that's what we got. So that's what we're going to get. Also, these headlights, remember me telling you these horizontal lines were cockeyed? They come off of a GMC. It's a different headlight between GMC and Chevrolet, and that's probably why it's cocked. Yep. We're going to use them, though. I don't care. Yeah, use them for now anyway, because they're free. Free is good. What are we going to do today? Let's see if we can get the cooling system done. Yep, that's about all we can do. Y'all look here what we got. Alloy Works. Well, they've sent us another radiator. If you will recall, the old F100 Silver Bullet we worked on a few weeks ago, they sent us a radiator. It's been cooling that truck just fine and dandy. Yes, sir. Fans work just fine. Oh, yeah. This came with the fan assembly already bolted to the radiator, pulled it out of the box. Looks like that. Didn't have to do nothing. No, sir. And well, once again, the welds, they look pretty doggone good. Yep. I do believe they're pretty good radiators. Also, they sent us an aluminum recovery tank. I'm thinking I'm going to put it here, but I'm not sure just yet. We'll work that out. But yes, sir, it's a mighty fine radiator. I do appreciate Alloy Works sending that to us. Let's get it in the truck, see what it looks like. All right, let's get this thing down in here. I didn't have any the rubber mounts, and I couldn't get any locally, so I just cut the sidewalls out of an old tire. That'll do for now. Only reason I needed that because it was sitting a little too low for our brackets to grab a hold of, but it works pretty good. Let me get this here bracket in place, and then we'll step back and look at it. All right, it's as simple as that to bolt that radiator in there. Not bad at all. It's got an extra hole here. It had a little plug in it. It's 1/8" pipe thread is what it is. I don't know what it's for on this truck, but I know what we're going to use it for. Remember our steam line on the back of the heads? Well, we're going to run that line right here. So I can find an 1/8 to 3/8 adapter. Yep, that's what we'll do. Now comes the fun task of trying to match up radiator hoses to this, because it does not belong in this truck. Yep. I think I've got a hose for the top. This is the one that we had on the run stand. It went from here to the bottom. Well, it won't work on this because this needs to be 1 3/4 and it's only 1 1/4. There's no way I can stretch it to make it work. But I do think it will work over here with a little bit of finagling. Which way did I have that? All right, I finally figured it out again. I forgot which way I had it. I think if we cut her there and here, that should work. So let's try it and see what it looks like. All right, put that on there. And that needs to be cut off a little bit. Now, does it fit or not? Well, that's a little small up here. I wonder if I can stretch it. Let's see. Let me get some Vaseline put on it. There it goes. She went on then. Yep. than that. It'll work. It ain't, you know, ideal, but it'll work. Let me get some clamps on that real quick. All right, I think that's going to work for the top. Now the bottom one, let me see what I got in my bucket of hoses. See if we can rig something up. Well, I looked through all my hoses and I think I have found one that might work. I had to do a little cutting on it. It was already joined right here too, but I think it might work. It's a little big up here. Let's see if we can't squeeze her down. Maybe it won't leak. We'll give her a try. Let me get a hose on the bottom. And I think if I can find a fitting, we'll do my, what do you call that back there? Steam line here. If not, we'll worry about it after a while once I find a fitting. All right, that looks pretty good. It's a wee bit trying to kink here. This is the suction line, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, but it'll probably be all right. Well, we got the radiator pretty much done, except for that one hose. We'll worry about it later. Let's take a look at this recovery tank. It looks pretty good. It is aluminum, and those welds, I sort of think a machine might have done that. They sure are pretty. I wish I could weld that good. Anyway, it does have a sight glass over here, so you can see where your level is, just like any other recovery tank. And it's got a hole in the bottom. Got one on the side at the bottom and then two up here. Well, the way a recovery system works, this will be mounted over here on the side. You'll have a hose running from the radiator here over to this. As the coolant heats up, well, it's going to push it out into this tank. Well, it needs to recover it once it cools down, and it does that by sucking it out of here back into the cooling system as it cools down. Well, if you got it up here, the level would have to stay at the top all the time before it could bring any fluid back out. So you put it down here, and it could be half full and it'll pull it out. It could be right here and you'll still pull it out back into the cooling system. So let's swap one of these down here, and I think it'll work. All this is a metric size. They are O-ringed fittings. They're not pipe thread. Then we get a croissant. Loosen this one up. We'll put her down here. Tighten it up. And then if we want to, let me make sure this one's tight. Then if we want to, we can put this one right back here. You want a vent on these. This cap here is not vented, and you got to have a vent for this to work right. So we'll just leave that one open, and that'll be our vent. So as it fills up, air can escape. And then when it sucks the fluid back out of here, air can come back in. Anyways, let me get this tightened up and we'll fasten it to the fender, run us a hose, and that'll be that. I've already test fit this over here. So I already got some holes drilled. I'm just using self-tappers. Now let me find me a hose, get that hooked up. Got me some hose that hopefully will work. It's a little small, but it's all I got right now, so. Oh yeah, she's fitting on there. Pretty nice. I think I will run it, if it don't kink on me, we'll run it back here and do that right there. We'll cut her off about right there, and I think that'll be it. I think I'm gonna like this recovery tank because I don't have one on any of my vehicles that we've built. And it just, shoots the antifreeze all over the place. So yeah, this is going to be pretty nice. Cooling system is done, and it was quite simple, quite easy to do. All thanks to Alloy Works for sending us that radiator. Fell right into place. And of course, the recovery tank, that's going to be a nice addition because, like I said, this old stuff we work on, that's the first time that we've had a recovery tank. So yeah, that'll be pretty nice. I will have a coupon code right here. It'll be in the description below, along with a link to Alloy Works. They do more than just radiators. As you can see, we got us a recovery tank. They do all type of cooling products for a lot of different type of vehicles. So y'all go check them out. Appreciate it, Alloy Works. Just a quick friendly reminder, if you would like to support the channel monetarily, you can do so by going to my Patreon channel, the link is just below here in the description. If you want to buy some merch, link for that's right down here too. I've come out with a couple of new designs in the last couple of weeks. Go check them out. If you've bought merch, appreciate it. If you've joined Patreon, appreciate that also. Well, we are dwindling it down, and we're almost to the point of waiting on parts. Yep. I got one more thing we can do. The acceleratory system. Here's a gas pedal. This didn't have a gas pedal in it. I stole this out of a 95 C2500. Well, it's, you know, the frame that the old hoopty four-wheel drive sitting on. Well, that cab come off that frame. It's over at Mama's in the barn. Stole this out of that, and it'll work, except this is on the wrong side and this is on the wrong side. So we got to swap them. The reason I didn't buy one, they want like $75 to $100 for that, and I'm not giving that. No, sir. We got this for free, plus we got this pretty aluminum cover, whatever. We'll leave it on. I don't care. But anyway, I got to cut this off, swap them some kind of way. So let me figure out how to do that, and we'll do it, and then we'll bolt it to the truck. The Artis, I just chopped her off here, moved her over here. I set it on the table like this, and got this measurement from here to the table, and that's where I put it back. I don't know if it's going to work or not. This might have to be moved over here. I'm not doing it until we put it in the truck, so let's put it in the truck and see. Acceleratory pedal is installed. It works just fine. I'll show you right here. I'm stepping on the pedal inside the truck. Then compare that to me working the throttle by hand, and you can see it opens up the same amount, so we are good there. I did take that stupid little aluminum foot thing off because it was sort of getting in the way over here. It was hitting the floor of the truck, the hump. Anyways, got that done. I got my throttle back bracket all hooked up. This also has the TV cable part of the bracket. You must install this if you are running a 700R4 or you will burn the transmission up. This basically determines the pressure on the clutches. If you don't have the, the more you step on the gas, the more pressure it gives it. If you ain't got that, you're gonna burn the clutches up basically. So you must hook that up. I gotta have me a little knob here for this to go on. I think I got one somewhere. I'll look here in a minute. And then we have to adjust it. I'll show you that in a little bit. But right now, let's raise her up, hook up the other end of this cable to the transmission. Whilst we got it in the air, I want to pull the pan off, drain the fluid. We need to go get a filter and new fluid. And then, that may be it for the day. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Here's the end of the new TV cable. The old one is right there. Got one bolt holds it in. So let me get that swapped out, and I'll come back and we'll drop the pan. Well, it appears that I have the wrong TV cable. Here's the one that came off of the transmission. See how big it is. How it works is there's a little wire rod that sticks up out of the transmission, and then the end of the cable right there hooks onto it, and then it's supposed to slide up in this tube. We see how big that one is. Well, let me just compare them. The one I bought is on the right. See how much smaller it is? Well, the rod won't slide up in this one. It's too small. So I got to figure out which one I need. I think I ordered that one for like an 84 Trans Am Camaro. So that does not work. Let me figure out what I need. I'll order it because I'm sure they don't have it in stock. And we may be done for the day, fellas. Still waiting on parts. About the only thing I got left to do is transmission cooler lines. I don't think I'm going to video any of that because it's kind of hard to video that. When I get that done, I might be back, or, well, you might just see me tomorrow. Got the transmission cooler lines ran. I'm waiting on terminating them. Well, I've done terminated this one. I'm not sure where my headers are going to come through. So we'll wait on that one, and I hope that one there is going to be out of the way. If not, well, yeah, I may have to run that whole new line. I hope not. Anyways, I got the pan off the transmission, and let me tell you what, it don't look bad. It looks better than the old 350 we put in the Ford. Yeah, there ain't hardly no clutch material in the bottom of that thing, so that's good. I will drain that out, or pour that out, clean it up, and then tomorrow I got to go to town and get filter fluid, a few other odd and things. Oh, let me let me show you this real quick. Remember earlier how I thought I had the wrong TV cable for that transmission? No, sir. I'm a dummy. I'm a big dummy. I might even be a doomus. This is what I was using. What does that say? That says detent cable. Yep, this is for the TH350 in the Ford out there. I don't even have a TV cable for the 700. That's one of the things I got to get tomorrow. So, yeah, that's why that didn't work, because it's a detent and not a TV cable. Anyways, I think I'm going to go grill me some hamburgers. Enjoy the rest of my evening. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to drive this thing down the road. It is, in fact, nighttime, as you can see out the door there. But we did get our parts. There's our headers, and here's our slip yoke. I've spent half a day running around town getting partages. A big pile of them right over there on the floor. Yep. Then it started storming. Well, the wind got up real bad. Y'all know I don't like that. No, sir. Don't like it when it acts like it's going to have a tornado. It's just raining now. It's calmed down quite a bit. So I figured, let's get out here and get this thing done so we can drive it down the road. I should be able to get it done tonight unless I run into major issues, but we won't be driving it because, well, one, they got no headlights. I did get them to work. The dimmer switch fell apart. Let me show you. Well, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's dark, but the end of it fell apart. There's the plug. Well, I just jumped the wires out on the plug and low and high beam works. So that's awesome. Oh, yeah. Anyways, here is the slip yoke, and well, now the drive shaft's going to be a wee bit too short. Because you can see here, it's probably a 1/2 inch or so short. And then I got them lined up where the U-joint cup is. You can see here the difference. Yep. I wish I'd have had that one when we made the drive shaft, but hopefully it'll be okay. It'll just be a little less spline engagement. Let's put the drive shaft in firstly and see how that's going to do, and then we'll stick the headers in and cross our fingers that they're going to work. All right, let's get this yoke on up in here. There we go. Now, where's my drive shaft? Let me go get it. Now we got to put this in here. Approximately like that. Well, come on, man. There we go. Then, look at here. We just slide that little fella up in there. Line her up. Ta-ta. Gotta line her holes up on our bearing. I'm gonna push them all the way to the front because we really got quite a bit hanging out here. I don't like that, but ain't nothing I can do about it right now. Let me get my straps for this U-joint. We'll strap that in. Then we'll worry about this bearing. All right, let's get these fellers on real quick like. Well, here's the next issue. These bolts, they're not long enough or something. Wrong size. That's good, yeah. This is for 1310. This is a 13 thin 10 going this way, so that's good, yeah. Well, not sure what I'm gonna do there. I got some more straps over there in the cabinet, but I don't think I got the bolts, and they're fine thread, and I don't have fine thread bolts, so excellent, excellent, yep. Well, upon further investigation, this is a through hole. There's no threads. You know, most of these that have the strap, they're threaded. Well, this one is just a regular old U-bolt. Let's see if these will fit. If not, well, I'll have to do something else. I don't know. Well, according to that, it should fit. Oh, there it goes. Ow, my thumb. Oh, oh. I cut it with a knife, my pocket knife last night, and I just hit it with a hammer. Oh, man, that hurt so bad. It went through. So let me slide her back a little bit, give me some room to get this nut on. Let me get this situated. I'll be back and we'll look at it and make sure everything's okay, and then we'll probably go up top and make sure the headers are going to fit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. One more ugga-dugga. Oh, yeah. Now I got to put some cotchery pins in these bolts. We'll be done with the driving shaft. Let's take a look at this here gap we got. I measured it, and it's 1 1/4 inches. That's about twice what it needs to be. Yep. Or it could be even less. You know, because this doesn't slide in and out. The sliding in and out part is back here on this, since it's a 2-piece. Also, and oh, by the way, let me show you this. You see where this part of the yoke is? Well, follow it up here. They're in line. You know, you're supposed to phase them. I meant to phase them. Never thought nothing about it till, you know, after I got it done. And, well, they're pretty much phased. And it was an accident. That just don't happen around here. No, sir. It might be a tooth off. We'll see what it does. Yeah, it's probably a tooth off. If it does okay, we ain't got no vibration. I ain't gonna worry about it. Anyways, let us let it down and make sure them headers are gonna fit. Well, I went ahead and changed the transmission filter whilst I had it in the air. Also, last night after I turned the camera off, y'all know I didn't go in the house. I wired up the fan controller here and hooked it up to the battery, and it all seemed to work just fine and dandly. We'll have to get them plugs out here in a minute. Anyways, let's see if these little fellers here are going to fit, or did I waste my money again? Let's see, right there, approximately there and down there. Might have to do a little banging right here on this one. Let me get a bolt or two in it, and we'll know for sure. I got the middle bolt in, and it will not go down far enough. Yep. It likes ½ inch going down far enough. Not good. Not good at all. Let me pull it out. Let me mark that and pull it out and whoop on that a little bit. Because they're going to work one way or another, sir. One way or another. Marky mark right about there. That right there. But on the bottom side. All right, let's pull it out. See what we can do with it. Whoop on it. Whoop on it with a big hammer. Approximately right there. Well, they're mine now, that's for sure. Let's see what that does. Oh yeah, I think that might actually work. We get a bolt in the front here now that we can. Now, is that going to line up? Oh, yeah. I do believe it will. Let's see. It wouldn't hurt if I mashed it just a wee bit more. So, yeah, let me pull it off. I'll whoop on it one more time. Then hopefully that will be enough. I would say that's pretty well flattened out. Yep. If you know of what's it called, Engine Masters, you know, with David Freiberger and what's his name? Well, I can't think of his name. Anyway, it's called Engine Masters, and they test different things on the dyno. One of the things they tested was if beating headers like that hurt horsepower. They mashed the tubes almost flat on one motor. Didn't hurt it a bit. Nope. I got 2 bolts in. That's going to have to do. It might have like a 1/4 inch. If it rattles, it just rattles. That's all I can tell you. Let me get the gasket in. Had to cut into the gaskets. That way you can slip them on in here just like this right here. Let me get these bolts in, get this tightened up. I'll do the other side. And when I come back, we'll start underneath running us some exhaust. Well, I've been working for the last hour or so. Got both headers in, got the collector, what do you call them, reducer? Whatever. Got them in. I got my transmission cooler lines done up. I had to add a little piece here because this line was going to run right into that. So I had to redo that. That's all done. Had to move the starter cable because it was right here rubbing the header. So we just went through the motor mount. Get away from that. So all of that's done. Now we're ready to run some exhaust. I think normally I would run over this, what do you call it, cross member? I don't think I'm going to. One, because this is already hanging down so low. So what we're going to do, we're going to hug like the bottom level of the frame, come right under this cross member. And then we'll keep on going straight. Eventually, we'll come through here and head to the back. But for now, we're probably going to end it right here because I don't have a whole lot of time left, fellas. And that's the easiest, quickest thing to do. If I can find them bufflet mufflers, if I can find those bullet mufflers that used to be on Trans Am, I will get them tomorrow and put them here. If not, we're just going to run a straight pipe to here and let that be that for now. So, yeah, anyway, the reason I want to keep it here instead of up here, I want to do either an H or X pipe. I want to experiment with that. And here's why. The old Ford, the Silver Bullet, you know, we had to run the exhaust out the back because it was just too loud in the truck. Well, now it's just got a real rattly sound. I can't stand it. It reminds me of an old farm truck when I was a kid that had glass packs on it. You know, they'll get to a certain RPM and just, I can't stand that sound. H-pipe, X-pipe might help that. We're going to experiment with this one eventually when we run it out the back. But for now, let's just run her back to here, and we'll let that be that. All right, all I'm going to do is take this 45. I did buy some exhaust, by the way, because all I had was 180s. And, well, that exhaust is stainless, again, 2.5 inch. $95, I think, something like that. Anyways, I went ahead and bought some. But I got to cut this here 90 off. Probably, I'm going to say, about as short as I can. We're going to cut her off. Oh, let's try it right there. See what that does. I ain't going to show the cutting. I mean, it's just cutting metal. I'll be back. Let me cut that. All right, I got her cut. And I'm going to put it about right there and push it up. That way it'll be level with the frame. And get her going pretty straight back this way. And then I'm going to tack her up. Oh, yeah, about right there. I bought some new wire for the welder. Where I was complaining how it was welding. But I have not changed it now. Let's see how it does this time. If it still welds like crapola, I'm going to have to change it out. Remember how I was complaining about my wire? You know, it wasn't welding good. I bought some new wire, but I ain't changed it out. Let's see how it does on this one. Yep, it's welding like garbage again. Yeah, I'm gonna probably change that wire out here when I start welding this up. I'll probably just run one stick and we'll end it right there. That puts that right under that cross member. So yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Let me tack this up. I don't have any hangers either. I'll have to go in the morning to get some. But I forgot about it. Yep. I gotta do it all, fellas. It don't need to be cut off very much. I just burnt my head on that weld too. Man, that hurt. Ow. Where's my marker at? Right there. Let me cut her off with a quick back. That's basically what we're going to do for now. If I can find the muffler, why can't I say that? Bullet muffler. If I can find them tomorrow, we'll put them on. With RTs, that's as far as we're going to go right now. If I had some more 45s, I might would, take them back, but that's the only 2 that came with that kit, and I need at least 4 more, 2 per side. So yeah, we're going to stop it right here. It'll be right there, approximately, once I get it hung. Well, there went my welding clamp. And see all this area in here we got for H-pipe, X-pipe stuff? Yep. We'll experiment with that at another date. I'm going to go in the house. We'll get this welded up and hung. If I can find them bullet mufflers, we might just stick them right there for now. If not, I ain't going to worry about it. Still got to put, antifreeze in it. Got to get the plugs in it. Get the wires put on it. And make us a makeshift gas tank. We will do all that tomorrow, and hopefully we'll drive this thing down the road. I shall see y'all tomorrow. Exhaust is done. I had some hangers over in the cabinet. That's my last 2 hangers. At least I didn't have to go to town and spend money. That's always good. It looks pretty good. This was pretty simple. Yep. Even if we take it out straight out the back, I think it'll be pretty easy. We'll worry about that another day. But yes, sir, it don't look too bad. Nope. Just got done fighting that TV cable for literally 30 minutes. Whew, man, that was a battle. The grommet didn't want to go in the hole. So I took it off the tube, put it in the hole first, and then it slipped right in after 30 minutes. But anyways, let's drop her down. We'll start putting antifreezes in it. Got to put plugs, do the wires, and all that kind of stuff. Here for too long. I'm hoping we're going to back this thing out here and take it down the road. Plugs and wires are installed. There's no way possible to tighten the plug on number 1, so it's just finger tight. Can't get a socket on it, can't get a wrench on it because it's recessed in the head, so that's good. Yeah, it's awesome. Working on the TV cable now, and the bracket I got, it ain't gonna work. It's too much, it's too far back. This is how it sits. This is the front of the motor. That's your throttle, and your TV cable goes in here. It's too far back. It needs to be way up here. That cable is for a kickdown cable, like this right here. This is a kickdown cable for a 350. From this point out to here is a whole lot longer than on that TV cable. You can buy assorted brackets and whatnot, but take a day or 2 to get them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna modify this one. We'll cut it, hopefully weld it back together. Maybe that'll work, I don't know. But we got to try something if I want to drive this today. All right, let's try that. Well, I do believe that's going to work. The way you adjust the TV cable is you push that little feller, this piece here, it goes back and forth. That's how you adjust it. We push it all the way in, then you open your throttle wide open, and that'll pull out however much it needs to. And it takes all the slack out of this cable at wide open throttle. That way you got the proper pressure. Well, there's supposed to be a certain geometry here too, from the center of your throttle shaft down to where this cable connects. It's real close on this Holly. It's set forward just a wee bit. But I think it'll be all right for what we're doing right now, just to drive it down the road. As you can tell also, the front bowl is missing because it's on the Ford. Y'all will probably see that, why I did that next week on that Ford. Anyway, I got several more things to do. I'm trying to get this video out today. It's like 2 o'clock right now. I'm gonna shut the camera off, get everything done that I need to do. When I come back, we'll fire it up and see how it does and check fluids. I have to put some more transmission fluid in. I've already put a gallon in it right now. Anyway, I'm gonna shut the camera off. When I come back, we're gonna be ready to fire up. Well, I think I got everything done except for putting this here antifreeze in here. As soon as I get this done, we're gonna attempt to fire this beast up. So cross your fingers, cross your toes, say your prayers that it fires up and the transmission works. Well, I do believe I got everything done with the exception of I attempted to make a shifter. I just can't make anything quickly. So we'll have to just shut it off and I'll get under it and shift it and get back in and start it up because there's no neutral safety device. Anyways, what we're fixing to do now, I'm gonna get inside of it. I'm gonna hit the gas, hit the key. She's gonna go a home pow, a home pow. I just attempted to clean part of the windshield and I was not very successful. If it starts and moves, we'll back it outside and try to clean it a little bit better before we head down the road. Fire in the hole! Got some lifter tap going on. A little over 50 psi on the oil pressure. pretty good lifter tap going on. I don't know why. Let me open this door up before I die. I don't know if this camera will pick it up, but listen to this exhaust note on this side. We got a lifter tapping pretty bad too, so I do not know what's going on, but that ain't good. I may have to pull a valve cover, check the valves again. I almost messed up. I forgot to put the power wire to my fan controller. Forgot to hook it up. Yep. Also, y'all heard that weird exhaust note. Well, it's went away, but I pulled the plug wires off individually. Number 8 is dead at idle again. I don't know. I don't understand. But it has smoothed out a little bit. That noise has sort of went away. Let me fire it back up and make sure fans are going to come on and keep filling it up with anti-freezes. Need to set the timing. Then when I'm putting, what's that called? Transmission fluid in it. I don't know that I have enough. Anyways, let me do all this stuff and I'll be back and hopefully we can take it down the road. I have no clue what the audio is going to sound like, you know, because I got my new mic set up and it doesn't like loud noises. But anyway, let's see if it's going to fire up easy or not. I ain't going to touch the throttle. I think the timing may be a little high. Well, maybe not. Come on, man. Need some wooders. Need some wooders now. I gotta see what I got the fan controller set on. Well, it's not on, so I got an issue. Ain't got a clue. Let me shut her down. Well, now it comes on. It was not even showing that it was on a minute ago, but now it's on and the fan's running. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? The second one just kicked on, so that's good. Now it's not on again. I don't have a clue what's going on. If the vehicle's running, that's not on. I ain't got a clue. Well, here's the deal. The fans are on now that I got the battery charger hooked up. This battery is, I guess, too low for it to operate while it's running the ignition too. You can see it's showing it at, what, 60% or so. So that's what's going on. Yeah. That's a brand new battery. I mean, they're usually charged up pretty good, but apparently not good enough for that fan controller to want to run. It just shut off. Yep. I'm gonna have to charge the battery up. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Let me see if I can get the timing set. Then we'll shut her down. I'll charge the battery up. See what kind of timing we got. Got approximately 13-ish at idle. The timing tab works pretty good. Let's see what we got. All around 3,000 RPM. We'll try 34, see what that does. About 36. Why did it cut off? I may be out of gas. Plus the battery keeps dropping down too. I don't know if you could hear me when I was doing the timing, because I don't know what kind of audio this is going to be, you know, because this mic does not like loud engines running. But I had 13 degrees at idle and about 36-ish at 30,000 RPM. That's okay. It's still got a hesitation when you try to rev it up. I don't know what's going on with that. But it is, you know, sitting there idling pretty good. But we got a battery issue. It dropped down to 50% now that it's off. You know, it's back up to, I don't know, 80 or so. But it's going to be dark in an hour and a half tops, and we ain't ready. I really need to mount an alternator, and that means I got to make a bracket. Well, I got to go get an alternator. Got to make a bracket. Got to have a belt, and I don't know. Probably need some more transmission fluid. I need to make a shifter, so we're probably going to work on it the rest of the evening and night tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Let me cross them Really good. Watch this. I'm gonna cross them really, really good. Fingers crossed. We can drive it down the road tomorrow. Well, it's been a little bit since I checked in with y'all, but we now have an alternator mounted way down low. There it is right there. There's the crank pulley. There it is right there. Basically what I did, let me see if I can show you. See all them whooshers right up in there at the end of my finger? Yep. Basically it's this hole, bottom hole, these two motor mount holes we talked about. I took this bottom one, and that's what I'm using. You have to grind the block a little bit right here to clearance it so you can move it around. That's where it's bolted to. And then I found this, what do you call this? An adjuster bracket for an alternator. It was stuck to an alternator over there on the rack. I ain't got a clue where it come from, but it is working. I got it. I'll show you up top here in a minute where it's mounted. I don't have a whole lot of movement. That's about it right there. Maybe a ½ inch. So I'm gonna have to be very, very, very close on my belt size. Yep. I'll get 3 or 4 different sizes tomorrow when I go to the store. I took that fan and pulley, came off of the alternator that goes on the Trans Am. It's right here, alternator, and I just swapped the pulleys. I'll either have to buy a pulley for the Trans Am or steal it back off of this. Also, some of y'all may have a keen eye for things. You might be thinking, man, that steering is awful close. Is this over here going to hit when you steer it? No, sir, it won't. When it's up here tightened up, it likes, I don't know, 1 inch or so before it hits it. But it ain't going to hit it, and that's all that matters. Let me let her down, and I'll show you what I got up top. It's just a simple little spacer I made out of a piece of tube I found. But anyway, let me lower it, and I'll show you that. Here it is right here. This bracket goes all the way down, and then just this spacer. It's 4 1/8 of an inch, that spacer is. Yep. I don't know what that hole's for. I think that hole is for the original LT1 accessory bracket, maybe. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. All I know is it works. I originally got online and was going to copy some aftermarket alternator brackets for the LT1. Well, they got it swung out too far, it hits the frame. I was going to try to copy them. Anyways, I think this will work as long as I can find a belt. Anyway, let me wire that up, and then I get to start on the shifter. And if you think that's backyard butchery right there, well, wait till you see the shifter. It's going to be even worse. Here's the beginning of the shifter. Got a piece of angle iron with a hole drilled in it. That's going to be fastened to the floorboard like that. Then we'll have to cut us a slot in the floor for this piece here. And then we'll have to drill a hole down here and come out with a rod and bend the rod and get to the shifter mechanism on the transmission. And then we'll go clicka, 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 clicka. That might have been too many clickas, I don't know. You get the idea. Let me get that fastened, or actually I need to get a hole cut in the floorboard first, then get that fastened to it, and then we'll build the rest of it. First thing we're going to do is to get that where we want it, and then I got to mark and make me a slot in the floorboard, approximately right in this area here. I don't really know how big to go just yet, because we're going to be swinging. We'll try that right there. Let me cut that out, and I'll be right back. It's kind of hard to get into when your rocker panel and half your floorboard is gone. Yep. No, there's nothing wrong with this shifter hump. Yes, I did just ruin it by cutting a hole in it. And no, I do not care. We can patch that up. That ain't nothing. Let me get my bolt in here and get this mounted. Oh, yeah. Now we're going to put this right here, get it centered up in the hole. We may have to cut a little more out of that. I don't know. But for now, we're going to self-tapperize this to the floorboard. Oh yeah, I gotta go down below, do some figuring and measuring, and make the rest of it. Here's the piece that I just mounted all the way forward will be park. So what I'm gonna do, this piece is flattened, if you can't tell. I'm gonna drill a hole down here on the end, put a bolt in it, kind of a long one out to here. Then weld something to it, come down, and then let me get over here. After we come down, you're gonna run straight to this shifter mechanism here. Probably drill a hole right here, put a bolt in it, weld all that to each other, make it where it'll, you know, pivot, and that'll be that. So as soon as I get that done, I'll be back and I'll show you that we do have a shifter. Well, I've been working on this shifter for about 876 years. I've modified every piece of it 948 times, but we finally got a shifter. Y'all listen to the clicks. We're in park. There's reverse, neutral, overdrive, 3, 2, 1. 1 is iffy. We're hitting the floorboard. Might have to cut that out a little bit, but by George, we got us a shifter. What y'all think about that? Oh yeah, pretty neat. I might make, well, can't go much longer because it'll hit this, but might make it a wee bit longer, but yep. We now have a shifter. Let me take you down below and show you what I did. Firstly, let me show you what I did up here. I had to extend this. I moved the fulcrum point up, which made the throw down below longer. That's what I needed. Let me raise it up and I'll show you the many modifications I did down there. And let me see if I can show you what I did. This is the arm coming down from up top. It's just, I think this is 3/4 inch conduit. I had to extend this down. I don't know if you can see it or not. I had to weld another little piece about 1.25 inches, trying to get my throw and geometry right. And then here, we just ran a bolt up through here, and then I found this little piece here, welded a nut to it so I could screw it down to here, and then lock her down with a lock nut, and then just drilled a hole for that bolt on this end. But watch her. Oh yeah, there's reverse, neutral, overdrive, 3, 2, 1. It almost, well, it actually does hit the bell housing there, but I think it'll be all right. That shifter and that alternator assembly bracket, whatever you call it, that's the pinnacle of some backyard butchery going on. It sure is. Yep. That's I ain't very proud of it, but hey, it does what it's supposed to. That's all that matters. I have been at this probably 13 hours today. Yeah. I'm very tired. I want to go in the house. I still got to do some editing for, I don't know, an hour, maybe 2 hours. I got to eat sometime. And, well, let me tell you this. You know, like I said, I've been at this 13 hours today, and my knees ain't hurting. Oh, no. Let me tell you, and I hope I don't jinx myself. You remember a month or so ago, I went to the doctor, going to try some meloxicam. You know, I was on diclofenac first. It really wasn't doing great. So I got on my meloxicam. No, sir, that was terrible. It didn't help at all. So I went back to the diclofenac, started taking it twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. That's what I'm supposed to do, but it makes me sleepy when I take it in the morning. Well, I'm just having to fight the sleepiness, and I think I'm getting used to it. Been doing that for, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks now. I think I'm getting used to it. I ain't as sleepy, but it's allowing me to work mucho more hours, and that's awesome. I hope it continues to help my knees. Anyway, for those who want to know about that, well, there you go. I'm going in the house. Like I said, I still got editing and eating and showering and sleeping. I got to sleep sometime. Then we got to come back out here tomorrow and do the alternator belt and make sure I ain't sure that alternator's good. It may not charge. I got 1 or 2 more laying around. Anyway, going in the house. See y'all tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll be driving this down the road and possibly burnout. I don't know. Been working a little bit this morning. Got alternator, finally got it wired up. I had to fix a fuel leak. The rear inlet on the car was leaking. That the washer there was bad, I guess. Changed it out and got that fixed. Fixing to try belts on. And these were the only 2 I could find that were close to what I needed. Found them at Advanced Auto. They've saved me a couple of times. So hopefully they'll come through this time too. But here's the thing. This one's 29.5, that's 30.5 inches. 3 rib, 4 rib. $14.29, $34.99. Somebody explain it to me. 1 more rib and 1 inch longer, and it's over double the price. I don't know. I'm gonna make a prediction though. That one there, that's the one we're gonna need, just because it's the more expensive one. Anyways, let's get in here and see if one of them's gonna fit. We will try the 29.5-inch one first. Seems like I got a 30-inch measurement, so this probably won't fit. No, sir. It likes a country mile. Let's get that other one out and see what it does. Let us see. I believe I can stretch it. Come on now. Yep, she went. What I tell y'all though, the more expensive belt will be the one we needed. Yep. Even though this is a 6-rib system, yeah, a 4-rib will work because they're all spaced the same. It's just 3, 4, 5, and 6 rib, and 8 rib, and 10 rib. And anyway, let me tighten this up. Where's my wrench? Tighten it up. Hopefully this is going to work. Ooh! Oh, I got a mile to go with that bolt. Let me get something different because I ain't doing that with a wrench. I'm bad about stripping these out on the alternator, so I'll try not to get carried away. All right, that'll probably do. It's tight enough, I think, that it should charge. Now let's let her down and see if that alternator is even any count, because it may be bad, I don't know. Let's fire the thing up, make sure the alternator's working, warm it up. I need to check the transmission fluids again, make sure it's full. Will she fire up? Fire in the hole. Are we charging, or was that a big waste of time? Let us see. We are charging 13.63. Awesome. The fan, there's something wrong with that fan controller. So it's sitting there blinking. I wonder if I got a bad ground. Let me see if I can change that ground out. Well, as you might can hear, both fans are running. The controller ain't going crazy. I redid the ground. I sanded that down till I got bare metal. It didn't help it any. It was still, it would just come on, turn off. Come on, turn off. But it does fine when it's not running. When the motor is not running, key on, it's doing this right here. The power wire that powers this control module is the same wire that's running the ignition. Well, I cut it right here. Stuck it to the battery while it was running. It did just fine. So something about that ignition is messing with this. But I could have swore on the old Forte that I wired that up to the ignition wire. It don't make sense. So it finally got satisfied. So it shut off. So what we're going to do, where I got that wire cut, we're just going to, when we get ready to go down the road, or just sitting here idling, we're going to clamp her right there, and then I'll try to find a different ignition source for it later on. Still got to warm it up, check the transmission fluids. And I think we're going to back her out in the pressure washer because she's pretty nasty. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! It's a good thing I don't work on anything that's got good paint, because it'd be scratched off pieces. Ode to the joys of working by yourself. Oh yeah! Now what you do is this broom, and there's some kind of way to hold it up. That's sort of working, not really. Let me see if I can get some bolts in it. It'll probably fall on my head though. Let us see. I have no clue where it was because I painted those hinges, so my marks are gone. We'll try it right here. All right, let's see if it's going to close or not. Yes, good enough anyways. It won't fly up and smash the windshield and make a wreck. All right, let's get it outside and pressure wash it. I reckon it's time to see if this thing is going to move under its own power. So let us fire it up, see what it does. There goes reverse. Oh yeah, she went in gear. Oh yeah, we are moving for the first time in probably 40 years under its own power. This is awesome. See if we're going forward. Oh yeah. Uh-oh. I done killed it. Oh well. We also have to remove things from the back. Because if I hit the brakes real hard or get on the gas real hard, we're going to bust a window or bust my back of my head. I don't want to do that, no. Anyways, let's get her pressure washed. Oh, hello there. Don't mind me, I'm just filling up my gas tank. Well, I must admit, it does look mucho bettero cleaned up. Yep, sure does. I just wish it didn't have all that rust, and I'd leave it exactly like it is. Not sure exactly what I'm gonna do as far as the body work goes. We'll talk about that some other time. And yes, that is my gas tank. It ain't the first time I've done it, probably won't be the last. If you've seen the Mustang video, well, you've seen a gas tank strapped to the hood before. Oh yeah. Here is the deal though, fellers. I want to drive her down the road, but we have no taillights. We have no brake lights. We have no turn signals. We have no headlights. We have no mufflers. It's very loud. There's a state trooper that lives mile and a half down the road, and I really can't afford, hundreds of dollars in tickets. So here's what we're probably going to do. We're just going to ride them down my road a little bit. I just want to see if it'll shift out of first gear. Might even hit third gear. I don't know. Don't y'all let me forget this door does not latch. See that? Don't let me forget to lean on it and go rolling out the door. There's a video on YouTube of a guy, I think it's the third gen Camaro, pulling out of a parking lot, and he gooses it, and he goes rolling out the door. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, hope that don't happen to me. Let's start this thing up and head down the road for the first time, 40 plus years. Brakes feel pretty good. Well, I don't know what's going on, but it's some kind of clickety-clacky, ticky-tacking underneath. Let's raise it up, put the jack under the back end, raise it up, put it in gear, see if we can't figure out what it is. Got the rear end in the air. Let's climb the ladder, get up here and see if we can start it, put it in gear, and try to get back down off this ladder. Let me put it in drive, see what she does. Oh, I know what it is. Let me shut it off. I think I know what the problem is. I could barely hear it because this exhaust is so loud, but this little shield right here on the drive shaft, we'll listen to it. Hear it scrubbing. I think that's what the noise was. Let me take this here screwdriver and see if I can pry it out. Let me get this done and we'll take her back down the road again. Well, I think I got it. I don't hear it scrubbing no more, so let's let her down, take her down the road again. Well, I've done it now. I've earned the driver's side door. I laid it down on the ladder, yep. Yep, I earned it. Anyways, we'll have to replace it now, yep. All right, let's try this again. I tell you what, this steering wheel will work you to death. Good gracious, you gotta turn it a lot. 40 plus years. That little girl right there, she was waiting to do that out there. Sure enough, we helped her out too. It's got some get up and go. I'm telling you, the LT1s, they're pretty torquey motors, sure are. Even for that thing as heavy as it is, yep, it's got some get up and go. I'm really going to enjoy getting this little fella here back roadworthy. I mean, you just don't see them that often. It's got a lot of work that needs to be done, a whole lot of body work, and y'all know I hate body work, but we'll get it done eventually. So y'all be looking for that. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit that like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. And until next time, go do something. Blur, blur.